In tonight's edition of 7 Up Front, the restaurant industry is still desperately trying to recover from the ongoing impact of COVID-19. Nearly 60% of Michigan restaurant operators say their restaurant is experiencing a recent decline in indoor dining. That's according to a new survey released by the Michigan Restaurant and Lodging Association. Justin Winslow is the president of that association, joining us live now tonight, and we thank you for being with us again, Justin.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
All right. Will you give us some insight on that survey and how profits are being impacted?
Sure. Yeah, things are trending in the wrong direction. I think after a really hopeful late spring and early summer, we saw demand surge back. People really love getting back out to restaurants. There was a lot of pent-up demand. We're starting to see that ebb. Starting in August and picking up in September, people starting to reduce the frequency with which they go out, and the number of people going out starting to decline for a lot of restaurants, especially the independent restaurants, the full-time or the full-service restaurants that we think of when we think about going out to a restaurant. Those are the ones that are feeling it the most right now.
The pandemic fears still there for many of us out here. The help wanted signs also out for your industry. So the staffing shortage is a role in this as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We are still 80,000 fewer workers in this industry than we were at the same time in 2019. That is staggering. When we're talking about 435,000 people working in the industry overall, for 80,000 fewer than we were at the same time is a dramatic fall off, despite demand wanting to come back, right? Demand wanting to be what it was before. It's why you see so many restaurants close for 1, 2, maybe even 3 days during the week and close for certain lunches. They just do not have the staff to meet demand. And that's despite double-digit wage inflation that is twice as fast, growing twice as fast as any other industry in the state right now.
So holidays are around the corner. Could that provide some relief for restaurants? And what can we expect as 2022 ushers its way in?
Glenda, if it's going to be 81 through the rest of October, I think we're going to be in better shape than we might be otherwise. But something tells me that's going to eventually dip off here. And when we lose that outdoor dining, it's going to be a challenge. And so until we can get some of that supply chain, some of the costs associated with running a restaurant, those commodity prices, a little more in check, a little more stable, I think it's going to be a challenging fall and winter ahead for the industry.
Well, hate to hear that, Justin. Geez, the igloos were fun, though. So maybe we can find more of those. All right. Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you for your insight. Justin Winslow, president of the Michigan Restaurant and Lodging Association.